This is Anne Ahokangas, and welcome to today's meditation, Finding Peace in This Moment. Lao Tzu is known to have said, "If there is peace in the world, there must be peace in the nations. If there is peace in the nations, there must be peace in the cities. If there is peace in the cities, there must be peace between neighbors. If there is peace between neighbors, there must be peace in the home. If there is peace in the home, there must be peace in the heart." All that you are begins with your thoughts. And with those thoughts, you create your world. You have the opportunity in each moment to hold happiness or resentment, love or hate, joy or sorrow, peace or conflict. Take a deep breath now and feel your heart fill with peace. And as you exhale, see it flow back into the world. Let's do that one more time. Long, slow, deep breath in. And feel yourself fill with peace. And let it go. Close your eyes. Sit comfortably and surrender to this holy, sacred moment. Maya Angelou wrote, "In our joy, we think we hear a whisper. At first it is too soft, then only half heard. We listen carefully as it gathers strength. We hear a sweetness. The word is peace. It is louder now, louder than the explosion of bombs. We tremble at the sound. We are thrilled by its presence. It is what we have hungered for. Not just the absence of war, but true peace, a harmony of spirit, a comfort of courtesies, security for our beloveds and their beloveds. We, angels and mortals, believers and non-believers, look heavenward and speak the word aloud, peace. We look at our world and speak the word aloud, peace. We look at each other and then into ourselves, and we say without shyness or apology or hesitation, "Peace, my brother. Peace, my sister. Peace, my soul." So breathe in peace right now. And exhale it back out. Let's do that one more time. Long, slow, deep breath. In with peace and gently release it. In this moment, where can you bring more peace into your life? Into your heart, into your thoughts, into your words, into your actions. Is there one kindness that you can extend to someone in your life right now that might ease the way for peace? Is there a forgiving that you can effortlessly flow to another person that would allow greater peace between you? Is there someone you are feeling greater than in this moment that you could wish namaste to, acknowledging that the light in you and the light in them is the same light, the light of love, the light of compassion, the light of peace. Is there a conversation left unspoken? Is there a thank you that can flow from your lips? Is there a relationship that carries unnecessary turbulence that you can surrender to? In each moment, you have the opportunity to ask yourself, do I want peace or do I want to be right? In Sanskrit, the word for peace is shanti. 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 Let's use the mantra Om Shanti Om. Om Shanti Om. Om Shanti Om. And let's silently repeat that mantra, peacefully, innocently, effortlessly, over and over. And when you notice you've drifted away, and you will, to thoughts or sounds or physical sensations, take a deep breath in, feel the peace, and come back to the mantra, Om Shanti Om. I'll watch the time, and when you hear me ring the chime, sit gently with your eyes closed. So let's begin. Om Shanti Om. Sit gently with your eyes closed and let the stillness and silence settle in. And now take a long, slow, deep breath. And gently let it go. Let's do that one more time. Long, deep breath in, and then release it. And let's anchor this peace meditation by chanting the hymn of the universe, Om, declaring our oneness, our time together. Take a long, deep breath in, Om. And when it feels comfortable, slowly open your eyes. You have shared this peace in consciousness with tens of thousands around the world, just by being the peace. Relax and feel the stillness. Feel it flowing into each thought, each word, each action. And as you move throughout the day, ask yourself, in this moment, do I truly want peace? Or do I want to be right? And you will choose more consciously from this harmonious place in the universe. This is Anne Ahokangas, wishing you a beautiful day of peace. Om Shanti Om. And so it is. Welcome to Unity Spiritual Center and our weekly live stream. I am so delighted that you're here. My name is Rev Anna Ahokangas, and this is Emilio Zaris. And you would think I'd know how to say my name already, but I think my tongue gets in the way sometimes. Does it for you? Anyways, we are here to attempt to bring you information and spiritual tools to help you through your days, through your weeks, through your months, to stay centered and to stay centered in spiritual principles. So I hope we bring you some nuggets today. So let's start with our theme song for the month, My Life is a Prayer.
What if a prayer is not a plea, a desperate call with tears that fall on bended knee, but breathing out and breathing in, it's God and me that lives and breathes, my trusted friend. My life is a prayer that God is praying. My thoughts are words that God is saying. My laughter is the sound of angels playing. My life is a prayer that God is praying. What if today I had the chance to move and sway? God leads the way and my life stands. What if I knew without a doubt, no need to fear, God is right here within, without. My life is a prayer that God is praying. My thoughts are words that God is saying. My laughter is the sound of angels playing. My life is a prayer that God is praying. Is a prayer that God is praying. My thoughts are words that God is saying. My laughter is the sound of angels playing. My life is a prayer that God is praying.
absolutely beautiful. And there's a song that we're going to do now that I invite you to sing along, and sing it with real feeling, because it really is one that vibrates in your body. I love myself the way I am.
There's nothing I need to change. I'll always be the perfect me. There's nothing to rearrange. I'm beautiful, I'm capable of being the best me I can. And I love myself just the way I am. Love you just the way you are. There's nothing you need to do. When I feel the love inside myself, it's easy to love you. Behind your fears, your rage and tears, I see your shining star. And I love you just the way you are. I love the world the way it is, 'cause I can clearly see that all the things I judge are done by people just like me. So till the birth of peace on earth that only love can bring, I'll help it grow by loving everything. I love myself the way I am, and still I want to grow. But change outside can only come when deep inside I know I'm beautiful and capable of being the best me I can. And I love myself just the way I am. Oh, I love myself just the way I am. I'm beautiful, I'm capable of being the best me I can. And I love myself just the way I am. Woo! Yes, I love myself just the way I am. So I can love you just the way you are. And I can love the world just the way it is. So I love myself just the way I am.
The song that never ends.
There's a couple of parts there. That was the 80s version.
Join with me in consciousness with a smile on your face and mine as we join in prayer. Oh, knowing that Spirit is all that is, I love myself the way I am, and nothing needs to change. For I am beautiful, capable, and one with spirit. There is no doubt. There is no stress. There is only spirit, only love, unfolding good. So with a grateful heart, I allow it, I receive it, I claim it now. I let it go and let it be so. Please join with me in affirming, and so it is. And let's be gentle with myself.
I will be gentle with myself. I will be gentle with myself. And I will hold myself like a newborn baby child. I will be gentle with myself. I will be gentle with myself. And I will hold myself like a newborn baby child. I will be gentle with my heart. I will be gentle with myself. And I will hold myself like a newborn baby child. I will be tender with my heart. I will be tender with my heart. And I will hold my heart like a newborn baby child. I will be tender with my heart. I will be tender with my heart. And I will hold my heart like a newborn baby child. And I will only go as fast as the slowest part of me feels safe to go. And I will only go as fast as the slowest part of me feels safe to go. I will be easy on myself. I will be easy on myself. And I love myself like a newborn baby child. I will be easy on myself. I will be easy on myself. And I'll love myself like a newborn baby child. And I will only go as fast as the slowest part of me feels safe to go. And I will only go as fast as the slowest part of me feels safe to go. Now I know I am gentle with myself. I am gentle with myself. And I'll hold myself like a newborn baby child. And I'm gentle with myself. I am gentle with myself. And I'll hold myself like a newborn baby child. and I rock myself like a newborn baby child, and I hold myself like a newborn baby child, and I love myself like a newborn baby child.
Wasn't that beautiful? And you know, I don't think that we take the time to really love ourselves like that, to nurture ourselves like that. And I invite you to take some time this week and just really nurture yourself in that way, in that loving, awesome, wondrous way. So today, and for the month of January, actually, the whole month, what's true for me about life's challenges? So I want to really look at how did we come through this past year in terms of tools that we are using now to really approach life's challenges. And maybe there are some new ideas that I can give you as we move forward that are even more empowering. So our annual theme is staying centered every day. And starting the beginning of January, you may have been participating. We've been doing the Great Peace Experiment as well, which every day for 30 days, you're receiving an email that links you to a video of 5 minutes or less of being the peace that you wish to be and see in the world. So today we're responding with compassion. I am who I am, and who I am is just perfect. And, you know, that's the whole thing about compassion, is we always think about it as out there, being compassionate with someone else, with society, with family members, with friends. It must begin with being compassionate with ourselves as well. Because if it doesn't begin there, it's really difficult to do it out there. Would you agree? So this week, we realized that when we are hurting, we need to be able to comfort ourselves. And I don't know about you, but I didn't always have the healthiest strategies for comforting myself. Back in the days before I really understood spiritual principles, comforting myself was sometimes just being angry and snapping at other people and not recognizing that I was hurt and that somehow I thought hurting someone else was somehow going to heal me, and yet that's not how it works. To find a way to nurture myself was really the way that I moved forward in life. And I invite you to think about some of the strategies that we're going to talk about today and some of the ideas to see if you can't take that deeper. I mean, responding to our pain with compassion invites self-worth and self-love. And as we begin to see ourselves the way that Spirit sees us, whole, perfect, and complete, never making mistakes, just learning and having experiences, is a way to begin that compassion, that self-compassion. So let's begin with the 3 concepts. And I always like to have 3 more or less concepts every week. One is, I am who I am. The second is, where does God enter into the equation? And evidence that I am important. I think you'll find this interesting. So if your compassion doesn't include yourself, it's incomplete, says Jack Cornfield. I wrote a book that had to do with a donkey, Velvet, and the first chapter is I am who I am, and who I am is just perfect. And it's about a donkey who thinks that because it's so different from everyone else on the farm, and even has a different voice and a different bray than the sounds that other farm animals do, that somehow she is not good enough, and discovers in this story that yes, she is, and that when she can channel who she is in a way that helps others, then life is better for everyone. So I am who I am. So here's another quote. It is a beautiful experience being with ourselves at a level of complete acceptance,
When that begins to happen, when you give up resistance and needing to be perfect, the peace will come over you as you have never known. And that was Ruth Fischel. When that begins to happen, when you give up resistance and needing to be perfect, a peace will come over you as you have never known. I don't know about you, but occasionally I have really wanted to be more perfect than I ended up being. And that has created some real challenges. I mean, I could ask Emilio the same thing, and as a performer, I mean, it's really difficult to just be, isn't it? And especially if you watch a recording afterwards and the self-analysis that happens. And the thing is that why do we do that? Partly because we want to bring the best forward, for sure, right? But the other is we're really being hard on ourselves. And I don't know about you, but I'd like to invite you to consider this idea, and that is that if we just be and just do the best that we can, and if it meant that we had to rehearse and we had to do different things to get to that place, to trust in the process and know that who we are speaks more loudly than any of the mistakes or foibles or other things that we think are going on. And people accept us because we accept us. And the thing is that life is a mirror. It reflects back to you, back to me, back to Emilio, exactly what we put out there. So if we put out there, I'm not good enough, or I make mistakes, then people are going to say, oh, look at that mistake. And the thing is that they may do that anyway. But when you are comfortable with the fact that you're rolling with the best that you can, then whatever anybody says doesn't matter. So don't make yourself wrong. Even if you feel like you deserve it, or that you've brought it on yourself, in fact, especially if you think you've brought it on yourself, don't make yourself wrong. Learn from it and do the best that you can to really be in the flow. And know that foibles are part of being human. We can't not do things exactly a certain way without somehow stumbling on our own feet. And to know that the more you worry about making mistakes, the more mistakes you'll make. I know that with Emilio and I, occasionally when we've done pre-recordings of these sessions, we have not been as much in the flow as we have been when there's a live audience. And why? Because in the back of his mind and my mind is this idea that I might make a mistake. Oh no, now what? And guess what happens? We make a mistake. So give yourself a break and don't make yourself wrong. Spirit has gifted you with the power inside of you to change yourself, your motives, your behaviors, your exterior conditions, and life itself. And how do you change your exterior conditions? By changing your interior conditions. So remember always that you are not your past. You are not who you were yesterday, nor even a moment ago. You are something new that has evolved from what has occurred in the past. So where does God enter into all of this? In all the great spiritual traditions, at their heart is tenderness. Just to be kind inside, and then everything rights itself. Fear rests, confusion rests. That was Pamela Wilson. I really like that. That at the heart of all spiritual principles, at the heart of all religious teachings, is this love and this tenderness. And where did we learn to not be loving and tender first, and second, and finally? I mean, I invite you again to move through this week, move through this month with the word tenderness on your mind. How can you be more tender with yourself? So be gentle with yourself and about yourself. Kiss away imagined faults, foibles, and failings, And remember this always. If you saw you as God sees you, you would smile a lot. Because you're perfect, you're magnificent, you're glorious, you're wonderful, and you are loved beyond measure. There is a spirit within that is also everything that exists in the universe. And when everything was created, if you remember the early words in Genesis in the Bible, God created heaven and earth, and it was good. God created man and woman, and it was good. We are essentially good. And when God is experiencing life, it's through each of us. So why not make that experience a good experience, a loving experience, a tender experience, a compassionate experience? If I could see myself as God sees me, what would I see? And I know there was certainly a time in my life where God saw someone who was really afraid of making mistakes. God saw someone who was really afraid of not being liked. God saw someone who was really afraid of not fitting in. God saw someone who was really, really not standing in her truth. And I would like to say that I have arrived down that path quite a bit, though I have to also admit that occasionally I'm still concerned about what people think. I mean, it's such a, what could I call it, a deep ingrained behavior that it's really hard to just kind of erase it and slough it off. But when I notice that I'm stressed because I'm thinking that, oh, well, people won't like me because, and you can fill in the blanks, that I take a deep breath and say, I'm perfect just the way I am, and if I don't like something about what I'm doing, that I can change that. I can choose to change that. So if you could see yourself as God sees you, what would you see? So this one is a tough one. Evidence that I am important. Now think about that for a minute. Do you have evidence that you're important? Have you had evidence that you're important? And most of us haven't thought about that question. I think the idea of evidence that I'm important to someone has certainly come to mind, but have I thought about being important just because it's been proven to me? And I'd invite you to think about this, because the thing is that you are important. How do I know that? Because you're on this planet. Because you have a life, because you are one of the expressions of the divine. And you wouldn't be here if you weren't important. You're part of the mosaic of life, part of what makes life full and whole and complete. And so therefore, yes, you are an important part of life, of other people's lives, of just your life. And know that you are perfect, whole, and complete just the way that you are. And you can change your mind about how you do things, what you choose to think, what you choose to believe. But just your sheer existence means that you're here by divine appointment. You're here because God created you to be a unique expression of it. You are the hands and feet of Spirit. And how does Spirit know what life through you is all about unless there's a you? So you are important. Believe in yourself and all that you are. Know that there is something inside you that is greater than any obstacle. Because obstacles are quite literally just a challenge. And to stop and say, you know what? I'll overcome this obstacle. I have in the past, I will now. You are special. You are the same amount of special as any other human being. and so am I. You are valuable. You are just as valuable as any other person on earth, and so am I. There are no more valuable and less valuable people. You may have been taught that as a kid, perhaps, or the news may express that, or others around you may say that, or even believe that, but it's not true. Everyone has equal value. You have a choice about the way that you are treated. I know that I've met people along the way who have been treated really badly by individuals, and it doesn't seem fair and it doesn't seem right. And all I can say is that, yes, that occurred, and it was not good, and it was not right. But what can you do today? And perhaps the one thing that you can do today, if you're one of these people who has had a bad experience, has been a victim of someone else's bad behavior, is to say that it doesn't have to define you, and that you can choose to teach people how to treat you. You can choose to be celebrated rather than tolerated. You can choose to be respected rather than disrespected. You can choose to be loved rather than not loved. And if you're not having those wonderful experiences where you are, is it because you haven't defined it for yourself, expected it for yourself, drew a line in the sand and said, this is enough, I either expect this or see you bye? And I know that's probably the hardest part, because some of the people that are in our lives that have maybe not experienced us drawing a line in the sand may continue to behave that way and won't like it one little bit when you change. That's okay. The thing is that it may be difficult to walk away from them, but as soon as you change your mind about it, then things will start to shift. And naturally, you are going to not be with those people as much, only because you've either chosen not to be, or they don't show up, or they start to change their behavior. Maybe not immediately, but somehow something does shift, because you deserve to be treated really well, because you are valuable. So say this one with me. I choose to be where I am celebrated rather than tolerated. I choose to be where I am celebrated rather than tolerated. Yes. You have choices about where you go and who you hang out with. You're not obligated to love. You're not owned by anyone. You can choose to say yes or no, and so it is. You are just as smart as anyone else. Did you know this before, or did you learn this truth? That you are as smart as anyone else. Think about that. I mean, who defined how smart you are? Was it a teacher? Was it a family member? I mean, people have different gifts, but that's not a measure of intelligence. Smart comes in all kinds of packages and has many different colors. It's not about intelligence. It's about the unique gifts that you bring to the world. And you bring unique gifts. You are just as smart as anyone else. People cannot determine my value. And for many years, I let them. I allowed someone else's opinion of me to bring me down. Sometimes it caused me to want to learn more and get better, and that was okay. But when it did the opposite, when it caused me to think I didn't have the same kind of value, it was really disempowering. So people do not and cannot determine your value, because you get to choose that. And you can say, thanks for sharing. Or like in the South, I was told that when someone says, bless your heart, what they're really saying is, oh, get out of my face, that's stupid. So bless your heart to whoever doesn't give you value. Bless their heart. People might kick you down and call you stupid. They can sneer down their noses at you, and they can turn their backs and call you a liar. It doesn't mean that they're right. Because remember, they're seeing life through their lens and whatever their expectations are. And their expectations might be that you need to show up a certain way for them to feel valuable. Who knows? They can reject you for your decisions to stand up for yourself, and many times that happens, especially when you finally decide to stand up to someone who's been stomping on you for a really long time. But they can't decide who you are. You get to decide that. So let's do a recap. So I am who I am, and who I am is just perfect. And where does God enter in? God is always there, whether you choose to notice or not, whether you choose to ask for the guidance or not. And evidence that you are important? Look at me right now. You are important. You are valuable. You are beautiful. You are loved. You are supported beyond measure. Say with me, and so it is. So let's anchor this with Deidre Francois' beautiful song, I Am Free.
Learned the truth. I've listened to the words my heart has spoken. Divinely blessed and guided, I no longer search fulfillment from excuses with no purpose. I am free, free from all the shackles that surround me, free to choose to give my life new meaning, free to change, to love, unfold my destiny. That shadowed me, I see the love and beauty that abounds me. No longer cling to thoughts I thought protected me. I braved it all, and now I live with purpose. From all the shackles that surround me, free to choose to give my life new meaning, free to change, to love, unfold my destiny. Bless my past mistakes. Bless all the scars they've made. I bless them all, the lessons learned. They brought me where I am today. my life new meaning. Free to change, to love and fold my destiny. I am free, free from all the shackles that surround me. Free to choose to give my life new meaning. Free to change, to love and fold my destiny. I am free.
Beautiful. So before we move on, starting tomorrow, that is January the 18th, we start an online program that is running for 8 weeks, 8 Mondays, called Prosperity Plus 3. It's from 8 to 9:30 Eastern Standard Time on Zoom, and after registration, the link will be provided, and it runs until March the 8th. And it is being facilitated by a very wonderful Unity teacher and minister, Reverend Eliza Bloom, and she is just a delight. And since we can't get together these days, having a class on Zoom is a wonderful way to do it. I would invite you, if you have not already registered, to register for this fantastic class. Only 8 weeks to do an experiment in your own abundance and awareness of your expanding good. And so Prosperity Plus 3, register today. How do you get the information? You have been receiving it via your newsletters every week. So just check one of your newsletters. There's a link there that you can register. I hope that you join us. Thank you. So let's sing another song by Dedry Francois. Through It All is God.
I can shout out in anger or think before I speak. I can choose to be strong or surrender at your feet. I can rage like a fire or soothe like the breeze. All of this is all of you and me. In and through it all is God. In and through it all is love. I am here to be a mirror, to reflect the divine in you, because in and through it all is God. Life can play a soft, sweet melody or screech in tragedy. It can wrap you in its arms or bring you humbly to your knees. It can bring so much suffering or joy and harmony. All of this is all of you and me, because in and through it all is God. In and through it all is love. I am here to be a mirror, to reflect the divine in you. In and through it all is God. It's what it takes to live this human experience. It's what it takes to awaken to our souls. It's what it takes it all is God.
Is prayer your steering wheel or your spare tire? Let's make prayer our steering wheel today. As I breathe and relax, I invite you to join me in consciousness. And invite in all the ideas and thoughts of everyone else in your life that you may even slightly be concerned about, knowing that in and through it all is God. For God is all there is. There is only one power, one presence, one absolute divine mind, and it is spirit, and it lives and breathes and is who I am. And so today, I say thank you. Thank you for the awareness of this support, this love, this inner strength that is spirit within me. I take a moment in silence, recognizing this strength, this power, this love. I am so blessed. With a grateful heart, I let go and I let it be so. Please join with me in affirming, and so it is. Because I am the place where God shows up.
Am I strong enough to bear the burdens that sometimes come living this thing called life? Am I wise enough to make the right decisions when I'm standing at the fork in the road? Sometimes I wonder and ponder, only to realize I'm not alone, and there's nothing I have to do on my own, because I am the place where God lives, moves and breathes and has its being. I am the place where God shows up. I am the place where God lives, moves and breathes and has its being. I am the place where God shows up. Will I have enough to do the things I need to do to take care of myself? Will I have the help of mind and body to live a life of grace and wholeness? Sometimes I wonder and ponder, only to realize I'm not alone, and there's nothing I have to do on my own, because I am the place where God lives, moves and breathes and has its being. I'm the place where God shows up. Sing it. I am the place where God lives, moves and breathes and has its being. I am the place where God shows up. I am the place. Where God you are the place. We are the place where God shows up. Sing it with me. I am the place where God lives, moves and breathes and has its being. I am the place where God shows up.
Bravo. Thank you, everyone. Thank you so much for joining us. It's been an absolute delight to have you here with us, and I hope that you will join us again next week. Stay on the line if you'd like to have information on how to send us a donation. It's in the short video at the end of this presentation. See you next week. Bye for now.